welcome back to Our World Outdoors. So today we're going to be taking a look at our new quilt. Now this is going to sound stupid when I say it, but this quilt is going to save us almost a pound. Just around 11 ounces. This quilt's going to save me and my wife. So let me explain what this quilt is, and then once I get done explaining it, we'll take it outside, we'll measure it, and then we'll also show you how we're going to use it to save at least 11 ounces. So let's get started. First thing you need to know is this quilt is $100 with free shipping. We purchased it from what formerly was Massdrop and is now called drop.com. This is their pine down blanket. Once again, that's the pine down blanket. For all intents and purposes, it's a down quilt, okay? So, first thing, let's look at the weight, because everybody wants to know the weight. So, let's get our scale over here. Hit the tear button, make sure it's not touching. Okay. And make sure it's not touching anywhere. 1 pound, 4.8 ounces. Not bad. Okay. So, let's go over this. This is a down quilt. It does have the ability to be a foot box. You can manipulate it to be an underquilt. You can cinch it with the straps to make a foot box. It has snaps on it as well. First thing I want to say is it comes with a very generous bag, and it is water resistant. Alright, so your corners are reinforced. They have tabs to hang it, and they have snaps, and they have drawsprings to make a foot box. Now, as you can see, the baffles, and it has a split row sewn across the middle to basically keep the down separate so it can't all migrate to one end. Pretty basic stuff. So it's made out of 20D 1.1 ounce nylon matte shell. It does come in multiple colors. The only reason I got the black is because that's all that was in stock at the moment, and we had an upcoming trip. So it's filled with 10.5 ounces of responsibly sourced down. It's an 850 fill, and it is actually very large for a quilt in comparison. This is larger than a twin extra large bed, so it's pretty large. The specs it's stating is 54 inches by 86. I would say if you stretched it hard, you'll probably get that, but we'll get the measurements outside. Now this thing is supposed to go down to 40 degrees, and I can believe it. I really can. This thing is awesome and comfortable, and not as noisy as most quilts are normally. I gotta say, the material they're using is not real noisy. Now, this also works great as a pillow. I just want to put that out there. But $100 is what this costs. Let's take it outside. Let's stretch it out. Let's measure it and see if their measurements are true. Let's get it inside the tent so you guys can see how it can be used in our situation and how this is going to save us 11 ounces off our backs between me and my wife. Alright guys, so now we're outside. We're going to take and spread the pine down blanket out, take measurements on it, and then we're going to get inside the tent and show you why this is going to work so well with our setup and save us a bunch of weight. Okay, so as you can see, we've got it all spread out here. It's starting to loft back up. It takes a minute to loft back up. Now, one of the things you need to understand with this is it has built-in cinch strings at each end that you can pull to make a foot box, or you could rig those if you wanted to make it into an underquilt. It also has snaps at each end to close it up. So let us get you down here close. We'll take a closer look, let it loft up for a few more, and then you'll really be able to get a good look at it. Okay, so as you can see, you got snaps there. All right. And you got snaps in the corner. All right. And then you also, as we go down here, have a drawstring here, and we can pull this drawstring to close the end up. All right. I'm not going to do that though, because we're trying to get it to loft back up. But you got a snap there, and you got a snap right there. So you can pull them together to make a foot box. Now we don't use it that way, but because of its measurements, you can also put this, you can see my shadow, sit me here and sit my wife right here, and pull this up over you at the campfire like this over your legs or your body, or wrap it around both of you. So let's get some measurements here. The length, true length, '83 inches. Okay. We'll get the true width. True width is about 50 inches, something like that. So overall, that's a pretty big quilt. Honey, you want to get down there and lay on it just so you can show them the size of it? So I mean, look at the size of that. Now, we're going to take and get this thing inside of our tent so we can show you what it's like for us and how we use it. Right, so now we're in our land shantou. Across, this thing's about 44 to 46 inches. All right, it's a two-person tent. We both have 22-inch pads under us. Generally, this is kind of our home. This is what we like. The concept behind this blanket that makes it so great for us is we were carrying Costco quilts at £1 a piece. That's 2 pounds, 1 pound for each of us to carry. But the trick with that is they're only really good down to 55, maybe 50. I probably wouldn't suggest it at 50. I'd stay at 60. But we would supplement that by carrying more clothes. Well, that's more weight. This thing is supposedly rated to 50. I think you could go a lot lower than that. The down's a lot better, the quality's a lot better, and it's a lot bigger. So we can actually share it in this tent. So we're gonna pull it up over us and show you guys how we kind of saw, because we're side sleepers, how we can share this, because it's actually bigger than our tent even. And we can kind of cuddle up to each other, pull this over us, and give ourselves 11, I think we figured out 11 ounce savings in weight just off versus carrying 2 Costco quilts versus carrying this. The other thing about the Costco quilt that I personally have a problem with is I can't pull it up over my head if I get cold. It's not long enough. She can, but I'm not because I'm too tall. This one I can. So it's kind of hot out here. Not going to stay under this thing too long, but we just want to give you an idea of what it looks like when we get under it here. All right. So hopefully you can see this. We're side sleepers, so really it would be normally me snuggling her, but because of the situation, we can cuddle up here, and I've got tons to put my foot over. We could do the foot box if we wanted, but just having it like this with our feet on it seems to work. And we can actually pull it up over us if necessary. So it works pretty well for us. The other option is if you're sitting up, if you turn it sideways and just covering your feet up, you can actually wrap it around you and you're really set up pretty well. This would be good for a campfire too. If we're sitting together, we could just pull this over us and kind of wrap it around, or wrap it around us from the back side. And just have a little something to share in the morning to keep warm. If you got a cool morning, you're sitting there drinking coffee, or if you got a buggy morning, you're stuck sitting in here and it's kind of cool, it's pretty nice all around. Now on days that it's too hot, I just tested this actually on the last trip, this makes a really nice big fat pillow too. It really does. But you have to realize that for $100, this is hard to beat. This is a multi-purpose thing. If you're a side sleeper and you don't mind cuddling in that cold weather, this is going to save you a bunch of weight. Your spring and fall, this is our new spring and fall go-to. We'll probably carry it year-round because it's lighter than the Costco quilts. But also, I'm going to say this, if you're a bigger guy, or you like your blankets to be able to go around you, or you want that feeling like you're back at home in bed with a big old, you know, full-size quilt or something, this is it. This is light. It dries very fast, and it weighs next to nothing. You can't lose. Now, I will say you probably don't want to buy the black. All right, there's some times when the black is not the best. That was just what they had in stock at the moment. But I personally think it's great.
I love it.
So before we wrap this up, I want to kind of give you an idea how easy this is to pack this thing. It's crazy. They give you a nice bag. It really is. It really doesn't take anything to pack this. The bag is very generous. I honestly believe this is probably one of my best purchases in a long time in gear, being only second to my Lanshan here.
I was going to say, Lanshan was probably the...
I really believe that you can't go wrong with this product. Once again, it's from drop.com, which is formerly Massdrop. And that's just amazing. Like I said, this makes a great pillow. Great pillow. The bag actually is even water resistant. I mean, it's nice all around. And I think that I would recommend this to everyone to have as a part of their kit and their setup, even if you're just using it spring and fall. Like I said, I think we're just going to take this year round. It's just simple and easy. Until they come up with something a heck of a lot nicer and a heck of a lot lighter, it's not worth our time to carry anything else. And it's a nice balance out. If I'm carrying this tent, she can carry this and balance our packs out some. It just works out really well. So what do you think?
I love it. I think it's great. Plenty big enough for both of us. Works well in our tent. Long enough for you. Lightweight. And I can always use it as a pillow.
So there you have it. Both of us are on board with this one. We don't always agree on certain things of what we like and what we don't like, but there's certain things we do. Once again, the Lanshan and this. So make sure you keep watching though, because in a month or two, you're going to see some new cold weather gear, some new ways we're going to sleep when it's super cold. And that gear video will be coming out because we got some new additions this year. So take your time, do your own research, but $99. $100 to make sure you're comfy and warm in the backcountry. That's a small price to pay. So until next time, I'm Tony.
I'm Missy. We'll see you in the next one.